the six. Self-explanatory, I ain't gotta say I'm rich. Just single man, I ain't tryna get hitched. Liquor wasted on me, man, son of a bitch. Brushed it off, now I'm back to getting lit.
We are back. There we go. Awesome, guys. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. It's the nature of live streaming. We roll with it, and hopefully we don't get any more funny faces at the end of people's commentary block.
None of the unintentional ones, anyway.
Yeah, and we got Ben circling there. Awesome.
I'm standing up, but I don't want it to be awkward. That I'm like, yeah, my stomach and my pelvis is the only thing in the shot. I see Brandon standing up, so I want to do it too.
I'm on the right stream then.
Wait, yeah. are we all standing up? All right, guys. All right, Brandon Gamble, we got you here for our second commentary vlog. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Better to come second than not come at all, right?
Sometimes they'd say it's preferable, actually.
Yeah, some would say that.
Is that too much? Is that too much? Am I going to get booted before we even get started?
I think we're going to be okay.
You know what? We had a good run on Twitch.
Yeah, but I think that the chat is noticing that that myself and Brandon have switched names in this particular scene.
Oh no! I love it.
We want to make sure we're crediting. Like I just got a visual update.
Okay, hold up.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brandon. I have deadlifted over 600 pounds for like 3 years in a row.
Hell yeah!
Woo!
Oh, Brandon.
But we're gonna have if you guys don't know, Brandon Campbell is one of the most, I would say, prolific figures in like the powerlifting and strength sphere on YouTube. One of the earliest content creators that I found in the space and really enjoyed. Brandon, you want to give us a little, like, just what are you about? What do you do? Tell the people.
Yeah, sure. So I had to pick up the baton from when Ben left YouTube and moved over to Twitch, because Ben was probably one of the first channels that I started watching as well. But I got into making YouTube videos probably 15 years ago now. What started off doing supplement reviews at a time where I was trying to get free stuff sent to me from the bodybuilding.com forums, led to people starting to ask me about what I did for training and nutrition, started bringing the camera into the gym at the early phases of YouTube fitness, and eventually led me to build my own home gym in 2015. And now most people that follow me know me more as an equipment reviewer, but at my heart, I am a powerlifter. I love powerlifting and competing for probably 14 years now.
Oh, wow.
Most recently competed at USAPL Raw Nationals out in Memphis, Tennessee. Next month, at the end of the month, I'll be competing in the USAPL World Cup. Spoiler alert, is mostly domestic people competing. That'll be in Albany, New York.
It's still Central. We're counting it. Yeah.
I gotta thank my buddy Pete Spence, so most of you guys know. Good old SBD
we love Pete.
Convinced me that, hey, you should do this meet that no one's going to do because you could potentially be a world champion, and there's only a 75 kg qualifying total. So I said, hey, sign me up, and here I am.
Nice. Pete. Yeah, Pete's good people. We like Pete. Pete's kind of famous here on Twitch. He was actually a big driving force for the most recent Twitch Rivals event for powerlifting. He helped kind of clothe everybody, if I remember correctly. He gave everybody clothes. It was a big deal. We're a big fan of Pete. All right, I believe I have everything fixed here. There might be, oh, you know what I'm seeing here? Oh, Ben, it's called live streaming. It's all right. We're having a good time.
The names again.
Yeah.
Cue the Bill Riley, F it, we'll do it live, right?
Yeah, do it. F it live, all of it.
You know, it's funny too, because your name shouldn't come first on the Discord call, but it does. And it's ruining the alphabetical order. I made sure to get people that weren't like any A names or anything that would beat out Ben, so nothing would move.
That was the determining factor. Yeah. I just need to make sure, like, hey, we'd really love to have you on Amanda Ackerman, but sorry, it's not going to work with the Discord.
No, you understand, right?
Too much. It breaks the brain.
All right, there we go. Alrighty, so we do have our first lifter up. It is number 15, SpirtleDove Mama. Yeah, SpirtleDove Mama.
Nicolette.
Nicolette.
A 32-year-old single mom of 2 living in San Antonio, self-taught lifter, only been lifting for about 2 years. Used to be a cardio junkie, now balancing full-time career as a 3rd grade teacher, part-time self-employed as a nutritionist, and balancing life with training for an ultra obstacle course marathon, which is
awesome.
I'm interested to know what that. Like, I know an ultra marathon is. Obstacle course, though, like they just make you climb over a bunch of stuff. Excited to see a lot of gains from the fall of 2023. I'm guessing like just from that point, like the last testing that occurred. We're about to see a 210-pound squat, 145-pound bench, and 280-pound deadlift.
Yeah, these look like PRs on every single lift. Yeah, 3.
No knee sleeves either. That's going against the grain these days.
Yeah, no knee sleeves, no shirt. Not lifting without a shirt is, oh my goodness.
You gotta toughen up a little bit, Joseph. Gotta toughen up.
No, I have baby skin.
You couldn't be a mother of 2.
Yeah, you're right. I could not.
You couldn't, Joe. No shoes? Okay, that's where I draw the line.
These are great lifts.
The open garage door, the no clampies, too. Goodness gracious.
Ooh. Nice. Yeah.
She took all those for what they were worth. Those are all good lifts, solid.
Wait, there's an extra. What?
Your poor pelvis. Go, queen, go.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, that is a lot of weight.
That is. I think it said in the bio or in the Instagram thing what the hip thrust weight was.
355.
355? Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
I want to watch this one more time.
Yeah, I like here how home gym users who typically have those kind of squat stands. She doesn't have big spotter arms, but she's using those Titan crash pads, kind of as a fail-safe. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the situation since she doesn't have the safeties here, not using the clamps on one side, so if you do get stuck, you can tilt it and have the bar unload itself. As long as you don't have one of your kids running around, it's a relatively safe way to get out of there.
Wow, that's a great lift.
Yeah,
and she's so happy too at the top.
She has a hat rack in the back. Look at all those hats.
She wears a different hat.
You can always have your backwards
for
hat.
every lift.
Different, exactly, and extra ones. Goodness.
You're like, oh, it's biceps today. Let me throw on my white hat. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing to me. I don't know what it is. I have never been able to do a strong hip thrust. It's always painful, and I'm always weak in this movement. Where it's like I max out at like 200 pounds.
That's the secret, Joe. It's always going to be painful.
Oh, man,
I used to overload hip thrusts a lot until I lost feeling in one of my my sciatic nerves for like 2 months. I'm like, I should probably stop this.
Or maybe you just keep on going. That's how we train, right? Just like what Deadliest Lift was saying. Yeah. You got to adapt to it.
Hip thrust for me, it's just such a pain in the butt, literally, to set up. It's like by the time I get there in my training, I'm like, yeah. We'll just skip these.
Yep.
That'll be a tomorrow problem. These glutes are juicy enough already.
Yeah, you always program it at the end of your workout. You're like, I'll do it this time, I promise. Nope.
Yeah, those end of the day leg accessories, they're getting skipped.
This is how I am right now with doing the ab wheel. I'm like, I'll do it at the end. And I'm like, you know what? I'm running late on time.
Joe, the ab wheel is the one thing I was going to say. Like, you should get one of those. It's just a wheel. You're like, I don't want to set it up. I have to go and I have to touch it.
Yeah. I'm like,
in the space with it.
I'd rather do anything else right now. I'm like, you know what sounds good? Sitting on the couch.
I work my abs during my other compounds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Soapbox moment for a second. Powerlifters are all tough and cool. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go so hard. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna sacrifice to win. I'm gonna train so big. And it's like, but I work my core now. I don't need to do like I got plenty of core work. I don't need more tummy time.
I'm sure I can find a Greg Knuckles. I can find a Greg Knuckles article somewhere to justify any means of like why I have leg stuff or don't do anything.
Just plenty of activation. Well, you know what? Your core, your glutes, and your upper back can never be too strong, kids. Don't skip your accessory stuff unless it's hard to set up. But the ab wheel is not, Joseph. Come on, get with it.
You know, it's one of those things. I gotta move stuff here in the gym.
You don't. You have a floor.
I gotta.
The floor. It's right there. It takes 0 space.
I gotta put something underneath my knees. It's too, Ben, there's too much already. And also, side note, from a Twitch perspective, not that fun to watch. I'm like, as I'm doing ab wheel, I'm like, I'm just losing viewership here.
I love watching you do ab wheels, Joe, because you look like you're in the right kind of pain. You're just like.
On the complete flip side of that, though, if I'm watching someone do something, I would feel more comfortable watching them do an ab wheel than a hip thrust because those are easy to explain. If someone's like peeking over your shoulder, hey, what are you watching? True. Oh God,
what are you doing?
It's working out. I promise.
Just having a moment. Eye contact necessary.
All right, Mr. Ben, take it away for number 16. PhillipBabyGiantBarbell.
It's Phillip, the bio. I don't want to read this. It sounds mean.
Oh, it's
I know him.
Wait, you know him? Okay.
Kind of fit, kind of fat, mildly ugly, and rather introverted. Phillip, why? Why do you do this to you?
Oh man.
Okay.
Him and his wife actually just had a child too. So he's in like dad mode post baby, which is like normally, because a lot of people ask me, because I have 2 kids, are like, how did you train after your kids? I'm like, just be prepared to lose strength. But Phillip's getting like stronger, which is really annoying from my standpoint. So like,
this is not how it's supposed to be, Phil.
Yeah,
we had an agreement.
There is a script to follow.
Oh,
is he? I'm guessing he just submitted the bench press?
Yeah, I think bench only on this one. I think he had something going on where he couldn't do anything else.
Got it. Yeah, his body weight, 0 pounds. According to this.
Freedom!
We appreciate the censoring for the live stream. That is a Larson press, sir! No one told me! 365 pounds, 0 leg drive.
Yeah. There we go. He's like, Jesus, man. We did it.
0 enthusiasm.
There it is.
He's just clocking in for work right now. That's all he's doing.
Every time I lay down here, an eagle shows up on my crotch. It's just not. It's too much. Oh, that long pause too. You got the little leg shakies. You can tell he's working, but damn, there's more in the tank. More. He just looks like that.
He's just like this.
I was having to feed my kid at 3 a.m. the other day.
It's like, you're watching some like infomercial or educational thing, and at the end they pause it after like a statement, and it's like, and like this is that pose.
Order yours now.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
That's awesome.
Good job, Phil.
And that was a 365-pound Larson press. And he's down 20 pounds body weight, which is amazing.
Here we go.
Yeah, good job.
Solid effort. Larson press, for me, doesn't know, is named after Adrian Larson, who is a lifter with fused hips and club feet, so he can't bend his legs, and so he benches 500 plus pounds, but his legs kind of dangle out. So that's why we call it that. He calls it like he penned that. We weren't like, look at this guy. We're gonna call it the Larson press because
he's not gonna make fun of him. Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. No, so it's yeah. Sorry, Brandon. What were you saying? Were you saying some more background about Phil?
Oh yeah, so he trains in his garage. He's out in Tennessee, so he's gonna definitely be losing some more weight as he sweats his ass off. Come hot Tennessee summers. That's why I'm partial to the basement. I don't get the humidity in the Pacific Northwest, Ben. So.
Oh man, we're gonna have to move next year too. I don't wanna have to think about moving all of this stuff. Have you ever had to move your basement, Jim?
Yeah, I sold everything.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Literally, I was like, it's not worth moving it. I'm just gonna sell everything and buy it again. That lazy.
Wow.
That's how I got all my equipment initially. Was buying it off someone who didn't want to have to bother moving it.
Yeah, and I remember in your old gym, you actually left it there and were training there every now and again for the other people who were like renting that spot, right?
Yeah,
The rack that was on like the wood blocks.
I had agreed with them that I would have I'm like, hey, can I just have a key? You guys can use the gym, and we like coordinated. So like I had my home gym at someone else's house, and I would travel across the city every other day to go and train. It did make it a little bit more complicated. I lost one of the benefits of having like being able to train at any time in your home gym. Because I didn't want to just like randomly show up at someone else's house, but they were actually really cool. And when I asked them about it, they were like, "You would have your gym at our house?" I'm like, well, you guys are moving into what was my house, and so I would just leave it here. They're like, "Oh, that's so awesome! Yeah, we get to hang out," and it was
we can hang out. We can be friends.
Really weird, but really cool. Yeah, it's some good friends, good peeps.
All right, let's we'll take number 17 now. SquattersRights.
That's a pun. This is like Hunter. Okay, let me see. Me scroll a little bit of it. No bio on this. Probably has one on the Instagram. 185-pound body weight. We're looking at a 365 squat, 270 bench, and a 435 deadlift. Ended the deload travel week with a dusty doghouse. In the dusty doghouse.
Oh, okay, that's his gym name.
Yeah, I guess so. Kept it conservative, and put up some decent numbers considering I haven't really touched competition lifts this year. Okay, so we're in the 5th month of the year right now, so that's a little bit of time away from the training specificity. Squats felt a little weird. Haven't been under a straight bar for a while. Didn't feel difficult, but the pickup and lockout bar positioning had him feeling uncomfortable. Really happy with a big PR on bench. Ooh. And then I lost the rest because Joe clicked it.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Deadlifts were kind of sloppy, moved easily. I don't think I've ever tugged more than 415 on a power bar. 435 on a power bar sounds like a PB.
PB. I don't like this word tugged.
Tugged. I bet you do, Joseph. I bet you love that word.
No, Ben, you're not listening to me again. We've talked about this. Don't like it. All right, 365-pound squat.
Let's see. Let's go. This is a very aggressive side angle. Most people will not film from the side because they don't want to know the truth.
Yeah, they don't want to know the truth.
Okay. Yep. It's the most honest view you could have for your depth.
Whoa. Yeah. Did you see that?
I know that feeling. Oh man.
Wow.
Only has the front of the rack loaded. That is so concerning every time. That's why I had those 2x4s on my old squat rack, is so that I could rack aggressively, and when the back tried to come up, the 2x4s wouldn't allow it to flip all the way.
The squats and bench looked pretty close to max effort, but that deadlift looked really easy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wow.
I don't know if I call that max effort. Yeah. I'd say they seem smooth. Everything seems smooth. They're not like there's not air on the bar, but it's that like they're definitely in the appropriate range.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look uncomfortable. He says the first time squatting with a stiff or a non-curve bar in a while, and it didn't seem like it.
Amazing stuff, though.
Even the bench rack is making me.
On squats, I'd probably flip that direction of where he's racking the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and then he's got a little bit of he's really grinding it up on his shins here.
I don't know if I even have blood vessels down there anymore after so many years of just grinding the skin off of my shins. It's
just bone at this point.
Basically, yeah.
Man, I really like your skeleton costume. Like, oh,
I used to. There were some federations back in the day that didn't make you wear long socks. Now they make you do it so you don't bleed on their bars, but they used to have to come out and like clean the blood off the bar every time. We were savages, like not in a fun way. just
savages.
Just savage. We were disgusting, unhygienic humans. Is this gonna be 18?
19. Couldn't find 18.
Oh, yeah.
So Tony Montana.
Or Dominque.
I'm just reading the names.
I had to do a double take there. Okay, so we've got think I recognize them from the last time. This is a body weight 211. We're gonna see a 225 squat, a 165 bench, and a 185 deadlift. I'm not seeing a bio, so we'll read it from here. Switched it up a bit. Not enough.
Scarface reference. Name?
Tony Montoya.
Tony Montana.
Tony Montana.
Okay, doesn't have enough weights to do the full-on PR attempts. Got to get creative. So we have a Zercher squat, a shoulder press, and a Zercher deadlift. Oof. The Zercher deadlift sounds like a good way to hurt myself again. Fun time of year. And talking about the event, possibly win some cool stuff. Oh, they're hyping up the event. Neat. Yeah. This is a really good example of when COVID hit and everybody went into their kind of garage gym phases where you don't have options. People are like, I can't train. I can't do what I want to do. Yep. And just you find a way to make it work. And sometimes that means adjusting. If you can't do your competition style lifts with weights that are going to challenge you, find different ways to make it harder. Have a tiny little dust mop running around. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Are those Crocs? Yep, he's wearing Crocs. I remember this guy.
Yeah. I do remember the dog too, because we were afraid for the dog.
Dog has been here before.
Crocs are in sport mode at least, so he's got it right.
Yeah. You have to have the little strap in the back.
Yeah, there we go.
All terrain. So Zercher squat, people don't realize this. Your biceps get completely obliterated from doing Zerchers. This holding this position, your forearms and your biceps are just like completely shredded by the end of it, and it's pretty rough.
Wow.
But yeah, really low center of gravity, so you're gonna be tempted to like lean forward, but if you do that, it's even more pressure that's on that bicep ligament. So you have to really make sure that there's a lot more work going on with those hands right now than it seems.
Yeah. Between this and those hip thrusts, like my body hurts. I watch it, I feel it in my arms or in my pelvis from watching the other stuff. I don't feel it in my pelvis from watching this one particular, but the other video, of course.
Oh man.
This is a strong shoulder press.
Overhead. Very strong. Yeah. He's got the little extra cushion with the braids there too. That's extra tech right there.
Yeah.
Commitment to the cause. That's why you grow your hair out, kids.
You're like, I'm gonna get so good at shoulder press, but first I need to grow out my hair.
I need some dreads. That's what I gotta do.
He's like good positioning. He's like a good front rack. Most people don't actually front rack a shoulder press.
I was thinking the same thing. He actually has good wrist mobility.
Wrists, shoulders, and elbows there, and then pushing the head through there, making sure he gets a full lockout. This is one of the times where it's okay for your scapula to go from being in a retracted position to being in a protracted position or elevated. Helps you to get the full range of motion with the shoulder. Super solid.
Yeah, good work. Then we have the Zercher deadlift.
Oh my.
Oh, look at the dog. He's like, okay, you got this. Remember?
Come on.
Elbows in.
Papa.
He's like, what are you doing?
If you don't stand up, I'm going to bite your ankles. Okay. Oh, I thought he was going to give him pets for the good boy.
I'll like pet him at the same time.
No, not again. It's so cute.
Oh, this dog.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Wow.
Being able to put it down, the amount of, I guess, spinal stabilization, even in that flex position, is your spinal erectors are like almost full stretched. You have to really make sure that you're practiced in doing that.
Yeah, overall, very good mobility from him. Good strength, good eccentric strength, and good presence of mind to not crush his best friend. A lot of people, they would get to the top and they'd panic. Not him.
There you go, buddy.
This looks like it might be an actual outdoor gym too, like covered porch, but it looks like it's outside because you see that light up in that left-hand corner.
I want to say that last time when he there was like a little bit more of a camera pan, and it is just looks like a porch.
Yeah. The neighbors are like, "What's going on over there?"
He's establishing his dominance in his neighborhood.
Dom's at it again.
It's not even like his back porch; it's his front porch. He's just
out
there,
exactly.
Oh, Minnie says it's on his balcony. That might be it. Imagine. Oh my gosh.
The second story balcony.
Set the bar down real gentle.
Wow. I love it. I love that the dog was included again this year. I like that dog. Hopefully next year too, maybe we'll see some growth from the dog as well. Really looking forward to it.
It turns in it's a Doberman or something.
Yeah. Now it's a German Shepherd. You're like, whoa.
I watched my papa lift all the weights, and now I'm big.
All right, and then let's keep the ball rolling. That was a fun one. I like it. We got I am not going to say that name. We got Brian at number 20, Ben.
Number 20. Okay, no listed bio here, but we do have a 160-pound body weight. We're looking for a 275-pound squat, a 200-pound bench press, and a 300-pound deadlift. A nice ratio there.
Very simple description and a very simple gym. Like nothing on the walls, nothing in the posts. I like it.
Yeah, by no means a personal best, but considering I've been marathon training for the last year, I'll take it.
There we go. Sorry, Ben. Oh.
Ooh.
Wait, what happened?
I was a miss. You don't see that very often. You don't see people like actually like keep their stuff there. Boop.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting a good example of how to like, hey, if you're gonna miss a lift and do it in a way that's like have the safety set to a point where you just kind of boop, set it down. That's like the gentlest no lift I've seen.
Well, and that's one of those things too. He's listening to his body. He doesn't need to push past it, potentially hurt himself. You don't have it, you don't have it for that day.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell pretty early in the lift. Like, yeah, it's not going. So
right,
I can almost tell right when I unrack it.
Most people would just eject it right off their back.
Yep.
So that's good.
Which you can damage your equipment doing. I bent my first ever barbell by bailing, and it bent perfectly. And I had every time I tried to lift for the next 6 months, it would like roll to that position. I made a perfect camber that was just awful, and it was a pain in the butt to use. But I didn't have another option.
Dropping it.
I was actually super lucky that it bent evenly, so it still was like crooked and like bent, but I was able to use it as long as the bends were down, so that it would, because like if I had it rotated wrong on the rack and I picked it up, it would kind of roll into that position.
Oh man. All right, so we have bench now.
200 pound bench coming in here. We've lost the safeties here. And so I'm wondering if this is, well, either confident or one of the ways where you can, if you have to bail for this lift, you would drop it to one side or the other. But you don't need to, because you got all the strength in the world.
Nope.
Sheesh.
We'll go look at that side of the wall closest to the waist. There's a mark, so who knows?
You can tell that we've missed a bench before.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, solid lift.
That's only 75 pounds lighter than the squat was. So I wonder how much the marathon training is kind of taxing the legs, because the upper body's looking strong.
Yeah, marathon training is gonna really deplete that leg strength, right?
I wonder if on that first lift too, if we do the plate math, if we can with those flex plates, to see if it's actually 275,
or if they put like a 300-pound attempt or something, and forgot to put the successful lift. Was it 225?
I don't know what this green one is.
Greens are usually 25s, so I think that's more than 275, right?
25s plus 220. Yeah, this looks like the green and the blues would be 275. So this is probably something like
285, I'd guess.
Yeah, if this is like a 5 or a 10.
They're not gonna. That's probably a 5 or a 10. Yeah, so it's probably 285 or 295, I would think, right?
So probably what ended up happening is lifted 275, failed to lift the next lift, and then just grabbed the last video of the squat and put it in there. And so we probably don't get to see the successful squat that was the 275 there. Been there, man. And then deadlift.
Easy peasy.
Oof. You got to get the power bun for that. You got to.
He's talking about the hair, guys, not the the power bun.
Don't tell me what I'm talking about, Joseph. Okay.
We're on Twitch, man.
Glute crew.
This is a great lift, though.
The Gatorade there.
Oh, every high school athlete had a drink from these, and it was. I'm pretty sure they've never been washed, because when I was a coach, I never washed them. So it's like, I'm pretty sure, like you were drinking the same water that someone from like the '60s was drinking.
Goodness. That's how you convey your energy.
This looks like the same
is
loadout as
300.
on the squats. So
You're
it looks
so
like the
right.
same loadout.
Oh yeah.
So those are 15-pound plates. So yeah, so it looks like that. So he probably attempted 275, got it, and probably bumped up to 300 and failed. At least I would guess.
No, I think you're 100% right.
Yeah, you're spot on. Wow.
He had a misload on the Instagram. Misload.
Oh man. Video. You know, there was a time that Brandon and I trained together, and Seattle Strength and Power, and that was
right.
Wait, what happened?
I had Brandon knew how to math and I didn't. So he added his plate and I got distracted and I didn't add my plate to the side.
Oh no.
And so I thought I was lifting 725 and it was 675, but it was only loaded on one side. So I did a pause deadlift and got it. But I thought that I had just grabbed the bar wrong. And I was like, no, Brandon just actually added his plate to the side and I didn't.
Yeah, correctly.
So, yeah. Oh man. I'm amazed because if I knew it was a misload, I wouldn't have tried to keep lifting it. But I thought that I just had beans the way that I grabbed the bar. But then we loaded it and I did it for 2 and got a huge beltless PB. Let's go.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's always good to have like a friend there that can also do the math. There's been many of a time where we'd be lifting here in the gym and, you know, it'd be off by 45 pounds on one side. And you're like, whoop! And you just side bend completely with, 300 plus pounds. You're like, great. I'm going to feel that tomorrow.
I find it happens a lot more with the kilo plates though, because like even I don't kilo very well. Pound plate's a little bit inexcusable, Ben. Rookie mistake, but that's all right.
I know. Oh, it was super bad. I blame my ADHD. That's the problem. I was just distracted. I'm like, I'm not in my basement. I'm talking to other people.
Yeah, you're out in the wild.
It was the most embarrassing one I've ever done was in here actually, where I had a plate on one side and I didn't have a plate on the other side.
Oh,
so
no.
It's like, it wouldn't even pass the visual test. Like normally I look and you would notice like there's just air over here, and I just go whoop, and like the non-loaded side just goes off. The other plate tries to fall off, and I was like, okay, well that's pretty. It's not even like I did the math wrong. It's like there's just nothing on this side.
Just didn't do it.
super oblivious.
All right, let's take a look at our next person here, number 21, Christopher. C.R. Barnes.
Okay, Christopher tried strongman in 2019, lifted sporadically since. Was at a 365 squat, 405 deadlift, and 205 bench at various points. Not all at once, unfortunately. Hazmat technician, dabbles in bagpipes, learning to fly.
Wait, what? The learning to fly was added?
Learning to fly. I just want to know how somebody dabbles in bagpipes. Like, what's your...
Yeah, if you have to, like... I'm assuming that's one of those instruments you have to own. So if you buy a bagpipe, that's pretty committed. I don't think you can dabble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really rent those, huh?
I'm just going to pick this up and toot on my horns a little bit or whatever.
Occasionally. Yeah.
It's a long day of hazmat technicianing. I'm just going to play the bagpipes. It really calms me down.
You never go full pipe. Okay.
I'm just going to tug on the pipes a little, you know.
Yeah, tug on it. All right, let's take a look at his squat here. Audio.
So this one's going to be 209 body weight, 225 here. Yeah.
Ooh,
solid. In the lifters.
Yeah. I like it.
Cheeky.
He has like got a lot of different things here. Got a lot of stuff happening in the background. I like it. He's got kids' toys.
Gym and storage space, yeah.
He's got a shooting range to his right. Really up the adrenaline.
Might be a movie poster. That would be interesting.
It's like, all right, Ben, I'm going to want you to take just pot shots to the right of me during this squat.
Makes me feel alive. I don't know, as a hazmat technician, I feel like you kind of like living with danger, right? You're kind of adjacent to it always.
That's really the only way he can get hyped for a lift is to have live rounds going off near him.
Or put on some pipe music in the back, right?
Yeah, or bagpiping. Yeah, those are equivalent.
Bagpipe metal. I think that is a genre. I'm pretty sure.
That's got to be a genre.
Pipe metal.
That was a 225-pound squat.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then
It's
185
easy.
bench, and then an axle deadlift. Whew. Okay, the sock feet. Don't want to give yourself an unfair advantage by shoeing up.
Sock feet.
Sock feet.
Sounds like the worst superhero. I sock feet.
Solid lift.
That was a great lift.
Another solid one.
Yep.
This was 185. Really good.
Yep, 185. Controlled the whole way up.
Yeah,
That
good
head-
arch.
That head kind of perps up like that. You see that sometimes in equipped lifters. Some federations, they make you keep your head down, and I think it's one of the dumbest rules that exists. So I don't know why the reason is for that, but it does exist in some places. But that's a really solid lift, and I don't see any issue with your head coming up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, and then on to the axle deadlift. I really want to know what he's listening
We
to.
do mixed grips.
The double overhand for the axle, it said. I think he said he lost it at the top. It's in the description. Whoa, got it though. Okay, lost it at the start, then regripped and got it.
Yeah, that's a lot of grip
No chalk
strength.
either. Doesn't look like.
So like, okay, then we switch to the
Oh,
next
wow.
grip here.
Easy.
So if any of you watching have ever not used an axle before, imagine a barbell that's the width of like a Coke can or a Monster can. It's usually 2 inches in diameter, so your hand does not close all the way around it. I think I have a mini one over here. It's real dusty.
You know what can really help with hand strength too is bagpipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you might be onto something here.
I was actually telling
It's
Joe
nice-
before we started today that Brandon has one of the most impressive chalkless grips I've ever run into with trading. I don't know why. I don't know if you even realize this, but I was very impressed by your ability to not lose your grip on the bar with like, nah, I'm not gonna chalk up. There's knurling there. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I got my skin.
Years of Nintendo playing paid off finally.
Oh, like just rolling on the analog stick. You're like, I'm gonna build up these calluses. This is an impressive
enjoy
lift.
the little dumbbells there. Joe.
Oh, these guys here.
Those are adorable.
Yeah.
Looks
That's
like a
with
weight
kettlebell in the
vest.
back, it looks like.
Yep, it's a loadable kettlebell.
Oh, this is neat. I haven't seen a lot of these.
And then a landmine maybe back there, landmine attachment, so that you can kind of
Right here.
yeah, you put little like you slide the barbell in there for like T-bar rows or something.
Yeah, you know,
And that
almost
handle on
looks
the
like an
front,
extra
usually
catcher.
for ropes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of cool
battle
things in
rope.
here. No bagpipes though, so we're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Is
not
there
yet.
you get like what if you just feature your own bagpipe dabbling as your own background audio? You're just like you load up there.
You make
What
it
is
to
that?
like worlds.
What
you
is
get
that?
You get to pick your own workout song, and he's like, I actually want to play myself in. So it's like
Yeah.
his third squad, he comes out, blast
God,
the
I really-
pipes. I'm assuming
God,
that's
I
how you
love
blast the
Braveheart.
pipes. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Braveheart.
Oh,
Hazmat,
the hazmat.
farmer's walk.
Yeah.
See, I feel like this is something Ben would do. This looks like the T-Rex outfit
Yep.
to me
The
almost.
T-Rex with a bear. I have one where I was riding on a bike with an inflatable bear suit, and I said Barodynamics.
Wait, what
I
is
felt
on him?
so stupid.
Oh,
What?
what is this a measuring tape?
That's so for farmers walks. A lot of times you go for distance, so
Yeah.
they probably have the distance measured out before you do the turn, and then come back to make sure. Oh, yep.
He's like, there we go. I'm
That's
bow
the-
out. There we go. Someone else picked
No,
those up.
so when you're doing farmers walk, so it said they started with strongman training, right?
Yeah.
Farmers walk. If you take the turn, you actually, if I'm turning left, I want to pull my right arm back and put my left forward, because when you turn, the momentum of your arm actually carries through. And so if you turn with your arms like static, like you were doing like shrugs or something, and then you try to turn, you're gonna have what happened right there, where your outside arm will end up drifting in front, and it makes it almost impossible to keep walking. Shout out to Zach McCarley for teaching me good farmers technique.
Yeah, actually, I did not know that. That makes sense though. Like when you think about it and take a step back, but doing it, I would probably do the same thing he did. Just whip it around.
It's very unintuitive to like start pulling your arm back and pushing your other one forward. Like I need to turn that way. I want to make room for myself. It's like, trust me, fam. Momentum.
No.
Is this number 22 coming up?
Number 22, Jordan. Correct.
Okay. No bio here. Blessed. That's the bio. Blessed.
Blessed. All right. And
180-pound lifter, 550 squat, 275 bench, 600-pound deadlift, knee sleeves, and a weightlifting belt coming up.
Oh, and he is shredded. What the heck? See the clear separation between his chest and deltoids.
Got one of the open. What is this called? An unfinished basement is usually. He's about to finish this lift though.
With running water in the background.
Brace. Woo! Okay, when you can tell that it's depth from the front, that is that means it's even deeper than it looks.
Oh, there you go.
Where'd he go?
Walk off.
Where's he go? Okay.
Where'd he go? He finished the lift, Joseph.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Where'd he go? He's gone. I feel like Joe's like one of those toddlers. As soon as
oh, like object permanence?
Object
permanence. Where'd he go?
Like, where'd he go? He's gone forever. He can't come back. He no longer exists.
Oh!
Okay. Goodness gracious.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay, well,
He's
he's
back
allowed
again.
to not wear sleeves. Hey, it's fine. You can not wear sleeves. You're going to be lifting like that.
This is a very interesting gym. It seems like it's huge basement.
Tall.
Yeah.
Like it's just it. Maybe it is. No, that's definitely basement. You're not gonna have
that rack
ceiling
looks
insulation.
tall.
Could be what are they? 9 feet is the. Maybe he's just really little. He's like he's 180 pounds. I don't know. We don't have heights submitted here, but I can't.
Most being a basement guy, most basements are 8 feet or less.
Yeah.
This one looks like it might be.
It's interesting, right?
I don't know. They did a good job tucking everything away too.
Yeah.
Okay. Solid bench.
Yeah, look at these pipes.
You can tell that he did the bench pretty soon after the squat too, because he still had his knee sleeves on. You don't expect it. And are those in tennis shoes? In tennis shoes. Okay, so we got lifters for the squat and the bench, and then looks like tennis shoes for the dead. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's a 600-pound pull in tennies is well, that's a choice.
Wait, that was a
for that weight.
600-pound deadlift?
Yeah. Yeah, 550, 275, 600. These are like solid lifts for a 180.
Whoa. Okay. I think we have time for one more. If we can sneak it in.
Give me a number.
The next one on the list. I forgot the number.
23. Lifetime Intermediate.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Cool.
G Mordecai.
Yeah, I like that name. I like Mordecai. He should be a
Yeah.
wizard.
I was gonna say, like, you sound like a warlock. Over
Yeah,
there.
warlock. I am
Okay,
Mordecai.
90 kilo lifter, so 190 pounds. 507 squat, 287 bench, 496 deadlift. One of the rare times that you see a what's that, specialty bar? So I'm wondering if we're gonna see something a little bit wonky. It's very rare that you see somebody deadlifting less than they're squatting unless they're a super heavyweight.
Let's take a look here.
I'm curious. Goodness gracious, the quads.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Big old legs.
Like, oh yeah, these tree trunks.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, smooth, but like definitely fought through that.
Looks like a squat bar too. If that's what it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
507, right? Yeah. So he's got the
Yeah.
collars, but it's got to be a 55-pound bar.
Ooh.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
Impressive.
Love the
Yeah.
little lift,
it's a
laugh,
solid
love
squat.
in
Yeah.
front of it. The flowers.
That's what he's gonna look at while he's
Yeah,
squatting 507.
and that's got a West Side banner in there, too, in the window,
He's got the
making sure that
classic
you're not getting
Tupperware.
flashbanged by the sunlight. It's
Looks like he's
lifting
lifting in
the-
his living room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like finished wood paneling on the floor. I would. Oh God, maybe that's what I'm waiting to see what this deadlift ends up being.
Ooh.
Move. Is that a Forza
Nice.
bench? No way.
That's a rep FB 500, maybe.
I love that you just have that. You have that knowledge.
Brandon's the equipment
Yeah.
guy. If you have any questions,
He's
he's
using
definitely the one.
He's using a Hansu Bright Zinc IPF powerlifting ball.
Oh, wait, I was told to ask you by one of our chatters about Cerakote bars. How do you say it? And they told me to ask you about it. Apparently, you have some things about it.
Yeah, so I mean, most people say Cerakote. It came into play initially as like a coating for guns. Been really popular in barbells lately because you can do a lot of cool finishes and colors, and usually they're more of a matte finish. My issue with them is it's like a coating on top of the bar. So if you're like a neural diva like myself, get a bar that's somewhat aggressive or even has good grip on it, and you throw a layer of Cerakote, depending on how thick they layer it on, it really can dull the feel of the neural. So not a huge fan of it in usability, but if you want like a orange barbell, then that's the way to go.
As I shift on the camera, this orange barbell right behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe.
I felt targeted, but okay.
Yeah. I literally bought a bar that is intentionally bare so that for that knurling, I'm also a knurling diva.
Knurling diva is such a funny phrase. But great bench, right? Solid work.
Solid bench. It looks like too here. I'm peeping the home gym. That looks like one of the grip on this low cable row. Very bottom of the screen, the bottom right, Joseph.
Bottom right. Where am I?
Down,
right here?
Low, right there. Yeah.
Okay.
One of those things. That's like a little. It's like a little ergonomic grip that you can do for low rows. I just like looking at all the cool stuff. We got another one of those safety adjustable bars up there.
Got a lever belt squat over there in the corner.
Right here. Yeah. Okay. What else do we got here? We got a pin of some sort.
Looks like a V2 or V3 Kabuki transformer bar up there.
Insane.
Yeah. Stuff.
All right. And then on to the deadlift.
Oh, okay. No, I was totally expecting this to be like.
This is a Kabuki deadlift bar. You can tell by the thicker and skinnier collars.
These guys here.
Yep. That's how they get around it. So most people, when they talk deadlift bars, like they want that whip factor. And when you have the plates dispersed further, that's where you get the most whip. So up until recently, Texas kind of had the most distance between plates, but Kabuki kind of flipped the script by coming out with the actual diameter of those collars are thinner than what other people use, and they made them longer. That way they can still stick to 45 pounds, but you end up getting a lot more whip. And especially for sumo pullers, which I am not, but Ben can probably relate to this more. If you pull on like a really whippy bar, like that lockout can get really tough when you're a sumo puller, keeping yourself balanced.
It tries to pull you forward, especially if it's like super, super wide. I'm a little bit narrower with my sumo, kind of more similar to this position. But yeah, if you're really externally rotated like that, the whip on the bar can pull you back forward.
This almost looks to me like, and again, take it with a grain of salt because I'm no sumo here, but this almost looks like a tempo sumo to me, because normally I find like sumo off the floor is slower and then like it starts to accelerate, but he just keeps like a constant tempo this whole pull.
That seems kind of like his whole, like all three of the lifts.
That's his MO,
like,
yeah.
Sort of, or just like really just kind of like strength instead of any kind of crazy momentum shenanigans, but there's no data to go off of other than just how it looks.
Alrighty. Well, that was our last lifter that we were going to take a look at for this section. Mr. Brandon Campbell. I felt like we got through quite a bit, and I love your equipment knowledge. I almost want to do a whole stream where we just look at different videos and then be like, all right, Brandon, what's that equipment? Go. Give me the SKU number on this.
That's right.
But before we take our little break, Brandon, do you have any socials that you would like to let the people know and where they can find you and what times, YouTube channels, things like that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So if you want to find me in almost every platform, I'm just Basement Brandon. Post equipment stuff. I post lifting stuff, but also like if you follow me on like Instagram or YouTube, one of the things I always offer up to people is like if you have questions, you're buying gym equipment, or you just don't know what to get, like reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk shop, as you guys can probably tell by some of the comments already, but like trying to get an opinion, because a lot of this stuff, like you can't actually get your hands on it. And if you're dropping a couple $100 on something, you want to make sure you buy the right thing that you want. And I'll try to give you the right context too. So I'm not going to try to convince you to buy something certain because I have an affiliate, because I don't really care about that, but more of your situation, what works best, and what your budget is. Happy to talk shop. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions.
Yeah, and then if we can get our moderators to drop his socials as well, that'd be greatly appreciated. Alrighty, guys. We're gonna take a little bathroom break, and then we're gonna get set up for our next guest. Brandon, thank you for coming by. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
Yep. See ya.